here is HAP. You're going to open it, and this is what you're going to come into. It's so cool. You're going to hit OK, and this is not going to be here for you. You're going to click New, and this is going to come up with the standards. Click the newest one, and it's going to be 2019 for these options, and then just click OK. So then, from the project, right, we'll double click the weather, double click that, go to select, name and city, Baton Rouge, wham and bam, Baton Rouge Metro. It's closest to, where I am right now. Here's some data that they have, and you click OK. Now, what you're going to do, if you go to everything else, right, you're going to notice that the weather's populated, nothing else is. So you're going to go to project and import GBXML. This is going to be the file that you just made exportable in HAP. So know where that is stored. All right, so you've got your file loaded in. This is what you're going to be met with. The import summary. You don't really use it. All right, everything's been imported. Killer. You're going to double click on the building, go to 3D. All right, bam. So there's two struggles that can happen, either no windows or no walls. You're going to have to manually fix that either way. This one is the no windows issue, and most of the walls issue. So I've got some of the windows and some of the walls. That's kind of just how it happens. So we're going to go back here. And we're going to change this first. So total height's 14. Ceiling height is 12. All right. Opening glaze. The height here is 3. So that is still accurate. I'm going to name this the example because this is your example. All right. Floor plan. Don't really need it. Levels. All right. We got default. We got roof 1 and default and just default 1. So cool, huh? All right. So roof 1, that's what the roof looks like. It populated out of Revit with kind of a goofy roof. So realistically, we're kind of, gonna get rid of all that. Let's see. Yep. So we're just gonna remove that. All right. So that brings us to default and default 1. Now, realistically, default 1. All right, default standard is the one that we want. Default 1 is not. So we're going to remove that one too. All right, and that's going to take us down to the bare bones box, which, yay, that's what you want. So from here, you can pan and zoom, but notice there are breaks, and that is not what we want. So we're going to go to the spaces here, and we're going to click perpendicular, and we are going to fill these in to the best of your ability to make accurate spacing. So, inside or outside, either way. This wall, actually, you will need to delete. This is the whole stairwell here. So we're going to get rid of that too. Be mindful of that. Some walls will be populated in an incorrect fashion. And those will need to be made better as well. So, like, here's another secondary example of that. This wall right here, we're going to get rid of. So now this is another omitted space. I think it's a service room or something. You can check the plans for that. But either way, for this example, I'm calling that a separate space. Now, for accuracy purposes, you can check the actual schematic plans that you have got to be super duper accurate and super cool and everything. But yeah, so there you go. Now, this is correct for the walls, but you still right, need to add windows. So I think it's like a window each, something like that. You know, check the plans, right? But you got to hit add every time, and it is kind of a pain. But I think there's two on this one, something like that. You know, maybe another one over there. All right, but basically, um, you're just gonna put all the windows in. All right, that is that is the key here. And bam. Oh, and bam. I think these ones are doubled up, something like that. Bam. I have no idea to what extent the accuracy of this is, but you put all the windows in. All right, and click OK. All right, so we're gonna go back into it. Floor plan levels. Whoa, whoa. Oh yeah. You have got your walls and you have got the windows. These are all dedicated separate spaces. That's what you want. You don't want to click one and have this highlight a couple things, because then that would not be right. So there you go. Windows. Yay. All right, we're gonna go back to levels and we're gonna hit add roof from the default on the exterior perimeter. And okay, so you get openings now, right? And this is the roof. So you're going to draw on the roof and you're going to try to get this, call it, well, you know, first we'll do a diagonal here. Roof, we're going to hit diagonal. Dude, we're going to hit a diagonal. And yes, I know that like the random pop-up is super annoying. There's no way around it. Sorry. And you gotta kind of mate. Oh, well, that's not supposed to be there. I don't know why that populated. Those should all be simultaneously intersecting points. But now we're gonna square this off. Pretty much use whatever method you want to for that. But I'm gonna do a perpendicular because that will 90 these off, which is what I would like. And now I'm going to make a rectangle and get that to 25, 6, see if I can do that again. Close enough. Anyway, you're gonna make rectangles, you know, and then you're gonna delete all of these accompanying lines because you do not need them. Be careful, it will auto pick another line, like so I press delete and it automatically goes to that one. Sometimes it's like the correct one. Don't just click delete because you'll end up getting rid of all of it and then you just be sad. But now we're gonna pick the corner. So see how this is that corner, right? And our rise to run is 7. And now that is the bottom corner. And we're gonna set the pitch on that, 7 to 12. Okay, so we're gonna go in here and this is how you know that you're solid because these, like the point is gonna meet up at the same spot. And that is what you want. And if it doesn't, maybe that'll happen here. But if it doesn't, it means there is like a little hidden line that you're not seeing that could be like really small, or let's see. So no, that one goes to the same point too. But if this line stopped like right here and there's a little bit of a gap, it'd mean that like you'd zoom way in and there'd be just a little bit of a line offset, or the corner, God, go away. Or the corner that you took, you didn't bring out to automate to where the other corner, ended up going to. And I should not have gotten rid of the center line. That is my bad, but we'll put it back in. Too easy. All right, and then this is going to be the one side. Rise to run. You just set the 1. This is going to be the opposite side. Same thing. Wham and bam, and now you have got your perfectly set roof. Yay. So you're gonna click OK. Now, There's going to be quite a couple steps for this, so I'm going to take you through two of them. Um, just to kind of give you a good idea. Um, Now we're gonna go to space models, and this is where, the complexity starts to build up a little bit. You're gonna double click it. All right. This is going to be example one. I'm gonna make two examples. You're gonna click the associated building. I named mine example. You're gonna see a lot of that. There's mild differentiation. Okay, so you need to make sure that you assign all the spaces, right? So for zone one, all right, zone one is going to be assigned as such. Everything else is going to be considered unconditioned. Um, if you put like a zone two and have it all outlined like that, then it's going to report the whole building in square footage, and you're really just looking at the one. The numbers are going to be the same, but put it as unconditioned. You got this. You need a couple things just to happen. We're gonna have this be example two, same associated building. For the zone, I'm gonna have this be all of these, and then the unconditioned spaces. All right. These are named differently because I've gone back a couple times and redone things. But to rename rooms, you go over here, double click, and then just type it in. So I renamed the stairwells and the example rooms that we're looking at. So space one, right? Example, stairs. Now we need space types. So we'll, what? That's right. Okay. Yep. It's because I have not already done that. All right. So we're going to go to space types. I'm going to click this, right? Add default. We're going to go to not a motel. We're going to go to a hotel, and we are going to add a stairwell and a guest room. So, yep, there you go. All right, stairwell and guest room. All right, so this error should not be there anymore. Oh man. Space type, guest room. Cool. Okay. So, yep, this is the example room that we're looking at. So the space is going to be a guest room. We're going to go through. Well, there's a couple more things that we need to add first. So we've got an example schedule that we're going to use for quite a lot of things, and we're going to highlight all these. So it's profile one, just make it the same. We're going to have walls. So this is going to be your exterior wall. This is the one that you were given in class. We have the R values. That's what you're going to be manipulating. You can rename these to everything. You don't have to hit the drop down, but it's the R value that you're going to be changing. So let's call that 1, right? And then, okay, 1. Yeah, thank you. Okay. We're going to go back in, and that saves finally. So this is what you're going to be changing. This is going to change your load values. Be aware that we're going to also make an interior wall. This is default. You can leave that. Okay. Inside. Name that one. Outside. Yeah, whatever. Roof. Default roof. Ceiling. You guessed it. All right, floor. There's two cons. There's going to be the floor above space and the slab on grade. It's got to be a unique name. Call it default 2. Okay, so you've already defined your windows. You can leave everything else. We're going to go to space model, right? We're going to go to assembly, and we're going to assign the defaults or input parameters that we just came up with. Oh, well, I guess we do need a window, default window, boom. Same thing. So I made example 2, right? Same, there. Go through assemblies. Yup. All right. So for the spaces, right, I have named them example room and stair 1. So it's going to be a stairwell. So we'll go through and I made that for this one. We'll go through and we'll shift the schedule on that now. So overhead lighting, we're going to leave daylight control. Task lighting is going to be, I use 0.45 because it is watts per square foot and it's like 120 something watts that we work with. But everywhere that you see the hotel under like a consumptive rate for heat as it is related, we're going to use the example. And this is occupied. We're going to assume that somebody's in there all the time. You're going to do the same thing here as it is defined. So, example, that's fine. There's a stairwell. We've got task lighting. You can also copy, paste. That works too. Equipment lighting. Yeah. Occupants. Actually, maybe I think that was the same. The hotel lights. We can check though. Damn, you're going delirious at this point. Oh, no, they are all example. Okay. Electrical equipment. Yeah, I didn't even check the right spot. Jeez. No, okay. What changed there? Overhead lighting is standard. Electrical equipment is not. Okay. Overhead lighting, standard. Electrical equipment is not. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to systems. We're going to do a default system. This is going to be for the first group that we're looking at. We use chill water and VAV. Space model, example 1. All right. If you need to shift your relative humidity, do so either with humidification or by changing the input temp. I'll show you that later. We service zone 1. Okay. Make a new schedule. Same thing. Hourly profiles. The assignment to the same profile. All right, we're going to do so for number 2. Chill water, VAV, example 2. All right, serves zone 1 of example 2. Keep that in mind. These are the zones within the spaces. Now, these ones are the spaces themselves. So this is going to be number 1, the cool water, so chill water. And that is going to be number 1. And then we are going to do number 1, the hot water, and it is going to be a generic hot water plant. Number 1, service hot water. Don't touch any of that. You can also duplicate, but then it'll copy over. So 2 chilled water, that is going to be example 2. We're going to duplicate that. Hot water, example 2. Cool. All right, then we're going to go to alternative. All right, see if it comes up with an error. Plants, cold water and hot water system. It's already loaded. You're going to click OK. Then you're going to go to the report. You do not need the psychrometric. You can unclick that. This takes a minute, and it's fine. Oh, no errors. All right. Well, whenever you get errors, there's going to be a description, and it's going to tell you basically how to fix it. But it's usually, the common ones are like space assignments. So go back to your space models, fix the assignments, make sure there's nothing in unassigned. Or it's going to say it's not serviced by hot water, something like that. So you go to systems or plants, make sure it's in there. All right, so 48% relative humidity, 55 degrees feed water. So if you change the feed water up to like 60, then this will bump up to like 57 or something. But 274 square feet for the top right corner room, that is accurate. We're gonna go to square foot per ton, and realistically, this is a number you can probably use. So your square foot per ton reading should be no more than, call it 450, no less than 250. This is a pretty sweet spot usability wise. So you close out of that, and then you're going to, for this project, it's space 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. That is 6, and the whole building makes 7. So by the end, what you're going to see if you do it how I did it is, we're not going to save the example. You're going to have 7, and that's what that's going to look like. Yeah. So good luck. You got it.